Hey guys, Rick Malero here with This Capital, and today I'm here with Shannon. In a minute, I'm going to introduce her officially. Again, we're here in our Tampa tour as we've gone through some of our rental properties. We've talked about different strategies that we're implementing, and we've talked about construction. So here we are in a project. It's a ground-up construction deal for affordable housing. And today what I want to do is really share with you some of the keys that we use to make sure we create profits. And part of that begins with aligning ourselves with other professionals like Shannon who are really good at what they do. And so not only is she a professional agent, but she also builds homes. And so, Shannon, why don't you share with the group who you are, what you're about, and let's get going.
Okay, so my name is Shannon. I specialize in investment properties, listing, and designing. I also own a construction company myself, so I have a very large knowledge base for what you need, what you don't need, what your warning signs are, and basically everything in between.
Absolutely, and obviously for some of the investors that we're dealing with that are overseas, it's a little bit hard to manage a project from another country. And so obviously part of that is being able to find the right builder that you can trust. Why don't we talk a little bit about that first? When you're vetting as an investor, what are some of the things you're looking for to make sure you feel confident about their ability to perform?
Absolutely. So one of the first things is you really go to public record and see what they've actually done. All of this is information that you have access to, whether you're someone in the States or not. Look and see if they've actually done the building. I can't tell you how many times people say, yeah, I can do something, but they've literally never done it. And if you're overseas or you're not on site, you don't want to work with that person. So let someone else give them the chance. And also probably make sure you have a good communicative relationship with it. At the end of the day, we're building 4 walls and a roof. It's really not that complicated, but a lot of things can go wrong. Want to make sure that you have a relationship where they know how to handle problems and that you can handle them together, because it's going to happen no matter what.
That's a very good point. And from a lender's perspective, we also use a third-party company a lot of times. And so when clients invest with us passively or they do deals, we also will go as far as hire a third-party company to vet the builder to make sure that they have the capacity. Like you said, it's essential.
Right.
And the communication is key. Now let's transition to another piece. So let's say now we have you. We're working on a property that we're building. What I like about the perspective that you bring to the table is you think like me as an investor, right? Because you're an active investor too. So obviously from our perspective, we're looking at how do we create a solid quality product that's affordable, that increases the bottom line, which is an ROI.
Right.
So what do you look for when you're building a home to maximize the profit and get a good product out there?
It's not so much what I look for, it's what I plan for, especially when you're going from the ground up. One of my biggest things that's been really successful for me is I usually have my buyer in mind before I break ground or anything, whether it's a flip or a build. I have an idea, I have market knowledge. Who's purchasing the home is something, especially right now, that you can go ahead and decide. So when you know who's purchasing, you can tailor to them. Also, when you're doing new construction or flipping, at the end of the day, you need to make the buyer emotionally involved. And sometimes that's something really simple as an accent wall, because they see it on HGTV and they feel like, oh my goodness, this is beautiful, and they want to be in it. You want to create emotional responses. They don't have to be expensive to do that either. And that's really simple, and that's what I specialize in.
That's amazing. And obviously I've seen some of your kitchens and designs. You do an incredible job.
Thank you.
So Shannon, when we talk about really developing a house that's got a really nice kitchen, that wow factor, what are some of the things that you're considering and taking into consideration, or the styles that you look for to really make a huge wow factor?
I think I usually pick one more expensive piece. So whether that's going to be your stoneware, we're not cooking, your tile on the back, the kind of cabinet. But really for me, it comes down to what I do personally is I just put it together and I say, I love this, somebody else will. So that's what I do. But when I'm looking and you're building, again, it all comes down to who that buyer is going to be, and who are they going to, is it a family that's going to be in the kitchen? Is it 2.5 kids and 2 dogs? Do they need a big island? Or are you building a duplex where it's a young couple and maybe they're having a wine and cheese night and they order out all the time? They don't need that much kitchen space. So like I said, at the end of the day, it really comes down to having your exit strategy already planned out. And so everything else falls into place after that.
I love it. That's awesome. It's some great input. So for those of you guys out there that are considering getting involved, Tampa's an amazing market. That's one of the reasons why we're here. I would really challenge you. If you want a professional to help you, Shannon is definitely a great resource for you. For those that are looking to be passive and really capitalize on investments like this and want to be a part of it without shouldering all the risk on your own, you can join our fund. You can start with as little as $5,000 and be a part of deals just like this with awesome people like Shannon. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Of course.